Testing, testing, 1, 2. My mic was down for the past 3 videos, so I'm sorry about that. I hope that you have patience and are quiet enough to be able to hear a low volume video. But anyway, I'm making this video on the 8th, and I wanted to talk about Neptune going forward now. And it will be, and it is, a noticeable shift. It goes forward tomorrow on the 9th, and I imagine I'll be posting this on the 9th, and then I'll continue on with posting some videos that were recorded previously from this one that I apologize once again that the volume might be a little bit low, and it's not as crispy clear as usual, but I thank you once again for sitting through any of these videos that are of very poor quality. But speaking of that, babes, the quality will start to go very much more interesting. Who cares how crisp it is, as long as you get the idea. It will start. It should start getting high definition in a very real way, like a kind of a last look at deception. And then when Neptune goes forward, it's. I'm pretty sure that song. I think I already told you this, but that song that says, I could see clearly now the rain has gone. It's talking about the time when, if Neptune is retrograde, that means that the clarity is happening, and then when it goes stationary to go direct, it's even more crispy clear. It's kind of difficult time. And this time that we're all going through collectively with Neptune screeching to a halt and then going forward at the late degree of Pisces is an epic thing. And we've been trying to talk about it for the it's once in every 165 years that Pisces that Neptune goes into its own side of Pisces, right? And that's where it is. And it's kind of just making us look at the true nature of reality if we can ever get it. It's holographic, interactive scenery that really is. And I was looking into it over the past 4 years. It's just like no choice but looking into something that it contradicts a lot of belief. And see, that's the thing, is belief is the problem. Yeah, otherwise we would be able to walk through walls and stuff, babes. Yeah. And I wouldn't have said this like 4 years ago. You know, you're supposed to be black and white and kind of somewhat down to earth and real. But no, that could be very real. You know, you can have superhuman powers if you just turn off that believer up there that creates limitations, literally, and nobody can really explain really confidently how that works, as far as that you're one with the universe and you're one with the plasmatic field. You are one. This is your movie, you know. Sit back and watch the show if you can. Don't mind. Don't pay any mind to being completely spontaneous. That's the real life that you want to live. Yes, be spontaneous and prepare for your reactive abuse coming from those little narcissists who don't live that life of spontaneity. Spontaneity means that you're kind of just buoyant like awareness. You're just the water and you're reacting. It's not a reaction, it's a response to something. It's kind of like if a pebble's thrown in, then you're going to hoop-de-doo. You have no choice but to do it. It's just as simple as that. And if anybody can tell us about that, it's the side of the organism that is the Aries, the head, right? Because that's how the head is best going to learn, through the body being spontaneous, get through a feeling and you act upon it, and then later on you log in. Oh, and you know what? Later on you log in, much later, you find out, oh, time alone, time tells what went on there and why people gave you reactive abuse because you just simply said no, and why they want to make you believe that you're so inadequate and or not enough or wrong is because they are totally wrong and suffering some kind of deficit called no intelligence at all. And after a while, no, you can feel sorry for these highly toxic, seemingly possessed narcissists slash psychopaths, sociopaths. If you're really high up there, that's what Christ was doing. Christ was like holding as a barrier. Christ is a barrier. Jesus, I would like to say, that character in that story was a barrier who said, do not punish these people because they don't know what they're doing. They're not awake yet. God, forgive these people. They know not what they do. And so from then on, for some reason, that angel, because we're all children of God, really. But it doesn't. That's not to say that we're supposed to remain 2 and 3 years old and that's it. But that's what we have out there doing reactive abuse to people who know better and try to merely just say something because saying something should, could, may, might be enough, especially if it looks like an adult is there, right? But it is enough. See, according to Indian shamans who know know how petty it is to live in the lips and to make words more important than actions. Um, they know that, no, see, it's not words that hurt you. No, they won't say that. They'll say it's the reaction to those words that usually hurts. And, you know, and if it doesn't, then perhaps there was no work to be done there. See, narcissists and most people, we're having a stupid argument about percentages, and it's like, no, we were putting it in a bubble, and then there's a percentage off of that who is malignant cases. This means that you cannot heal them. There was a vaccine put out for that, by the way. Very, very simple. They imagine a life is happening, and they trust something out there that's going to keep them from that imagined not life, whatever it is. A boogeyman, here it comes. But if you take this pill, you'll be immune to the boogeyman. When really, it's a fucking cyanide pill. Smart, isn't it? God, just sit back. They're trying to tell us like there's many warnings happening, mixing up. See, there's two here. You have benevolent beings who kind of sit back and go, oh my God, what's happening to my material? And then there's malevolence who is borrowing the material and saying, aren't I smart? And it's like, no, actually, you got a lot of karma coming. And it's just like a big weight. And see, it comes up through the flesh that the stomping grounds of a battlefield, and we can call it the Babel field. Babel. Yeah, no, you have to say something and say, and then there you go again. Going to court, huh? Because what? And you're gonna have to try and understand something there. And you can. You can do it from the inside out. You don't, I mean, from the outside in. You don't have to go to law school and blah blah blah. You just go there because some petty reason and blow it up and say, no, let's look at it. Go through all their testing. It's just like going through law school. Basically, they're trying to figure out, can you remember certain things? And can you stand up, and how do you sound now? Do you know the difference between? See, the higher courts of law, you believe this or not, they want to know who knows the difference between little mind and big mind, the narcissist and the human achievement, which is becoming of awareness and not indoctrinated. See, it's still open, believe it or not. There is still a chance that fucking Luke Skywalker can go into the Death Star, man, just take off all that equipment and just have faith and say, you know what, I know the fucking truth. And I'm healthy enough to fucking maneuver. I have my eyes on to see. I have my ears to hear. And I'm going to change my name to Look instead of Luke. Boy, if mankind can do that, we will be well on our way to reestablishing the actual leaders who are women, the alive ones, that is, and then start acting sovereignly on our own protecting the ideas that come in through, like, say, Tesla and other shamans like me, instead of being beat down and brought to the level of these preschoolers out here that have just been emotionally abused and stripped of any possibility of knowing soul. This is the truth. Hit like and subscribe. You have to dare do this, babes. How old are you? See, the longer you live, the more you're going to figure out, no, I was here to do something more daring and just tuck my head down and run for the system. Really, you've heard this all before, right? And how bad is it when Marshmallow Man comes out and says, "We'll solve the problem"? That's what I am. That's what I am. It's like, oh God, Barbie doll. Barbie doll is going to say, "Hey, by the way, I think you should, I'm sorry, I'll just say, I think you should fast." Did you notice that in the word fast, what's the word in fast that you can see? There's a couple words, or three, if you count the word a. A is an entire word. Yeah, it means, what do you think it means? It means What do you think it is? Did you ever think about it? It's kind of just saying something's there, right? That's a frame. That's the frame. That's your atomic field. You have atoms, and that's what A stands for. There's a triangle within the triangle, if you notice, because there's an upper and lower, as above, so below. Atomically, that's what we're dealing with. So you do have the capability of being one with the mind of God. That's why you go like this. But you have your legs on the ground, right? Don't you? Don't you have the ability to click out of that? This is kind of a reversal now, but so be it. Out of reality, and you go into the mind, and you start interacting with people there. Now that's Buddhism. A Buddhist is actually finding out how clear are these people in separation of mind from reality. Are they evolved at all? And I'm going to make a little piece of art that reflects this particular video, a title. I'm coming off of a Venus trining my ascendant, which is very good. I've been very kind of depressed and sad and low, and it's because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is, well, there's many things that what you're supposed to be doing in general is something that keeps your vibrational frequency on high and in the state of joy, happiness, to ward off diseases and stuff, and especially to not get on the level of toddlers who are fighting over doing energy grabs. See, the way you keep your vibrational frequency on high is you handle higher learning tools. Number one is your body, because you want to feel when you get something right. This is the woman's philosophy, which isn't a philosophy. We don't have a philosophy base. Men afford philosophy. But now, I'm not going to get biased like that. Sorry. No, the mind affords philosophy because it's really vague. It's not locative of reality, so it says, I think that it must be like this, and it kind of sits there all day and goes like this. That's not very good. You know, you can use the mind correctly and go in after having had an experience through the body. It takes time, kids. Tell your parents, by the time you're 2 and trying to get on your legs, tell them, it's going to take time here. Stop yelling at me and never say no. Never say no, because vibrationally, as a frequency, that means that there's no possibility for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just because you're paranoid, babe, they are perfectly equipped to fall many, many times. You, not so much, right? But hopefully by the time you don't have all that cushioning on, see, you notice the big fat fucking the big population out there that needs to fast, how cushioned they are? Well, what it really is cushioning against an energetic bombardment of perhaps the work that it takes to be a decent presence to one another and say, hey, hi. I was about to say, I love you, but I don't want to go that far because then your eyes will be strained. A lot of narcissists will strain their eyes, rolling them in the back of their head, going like this, oh God. But I doubt if narcissists watch this, see. If it's a higher vibrational, narcissists aren't interested in anything. Maybe there's sports, gambling, I don't know. See, if it's a woman that's a narcissist, she is profusely interested in controlling her kids. Yeah. You can bet that she dresses them up like dollies. But see, now, I'm here to tell you that if she is a woman and she is clinically diagnosed with narcissism, automatically, because of her position of power, which is superior to men here, she's the leader, automatic, hand in hand, psychopathy. Because especially, okay, so if she dares have kids and thinks that she can control, and she's controlling the man. See, she gets a lot of karma for that. Tons. I don't know about you and where you are, but where I live, and I'm highly observant, and I notice it. I'm like, And then later on, no, those kids do not love that person, and they do end up kind of in a bad place. Yeah, it's karma across the board. And again, kids, just give it some time. Tell your parents, this is gonna take some time, especially for me to find out, to reflect back at you that you are so wrong. And you should actually take the children by the hand and make them show you the way, how it really is anymore in reality, how it really is. See, with Neptune going into Aries really close for everybody, babes, it's a reset. And see, Aries, the secret to Aries is that it's the baby of the zodiac. It's actually near the first of the year that you celebrate the sun in Pisces late degree, and then the reset. The new year is March when the sun goes into Aries. This is just a fact. There's a satanic cult out there that has lied to you about just about everything. And they've also reduced down everything. Instead of calling it a citrus tree, which there's many forms of citruses, right? They're going to call it an orange. And it's just an orange. And it's surprising that they don't call bananas yellows, and then they don't call grapefruits. See, grapefruit? Oh, God. It's not a grape. Okay. It's okay to go with the blueprint at first, but and realize that you could have. See, I had a friend, her mother kept calling cows grasshoppers whenever they drove down the freeway and they went near the cows when she was a baby. Ever since that she can hear words, her mother told her, "Look at the grasshoppers, look at the grasshoppers." And then by the time she was 5 and 6 and got into school, and a fucking cow showed up, and she goes, "Grasshopper," and they all went, right? And did it matter? Did it matter at all? No, because somebody else in some other place in the world, you can bet, they called a grasshopper a cow. And then who cares? As long as you know what you're fucking talking about. I'm just kidding. Imagine that, kids, though. Did I make you think a little bit? I hope so. I have my little baby right here. Just trying to tell you about the total reset coming up. If especially for the Aries, but everybody who has fire, once that fucking Neptune gets away from, oh, I got a little baby. She's so sweet. Oh, she's so great and wonderful, marvelous. See, we're getting back into life force, our life force energy. If anybody knows about that and knows the energy vampire thing, it's fucking Aries, man, because we harbor that energy. We're all about it. It's the very first of the zodiacal involvement as far as evolution that I do is evolutionary style astrology. We're talking about the very beginning of the birth of out of the canal, literally, but the birth of humankind into the universe as the I am, capital S, self. Yeah. And then it goes around, and it's an evolution that's happening in front of your face. And see, the most evolved person, believe it or not, is the Pisces. If you ever know a Pisces, you're gifted with that person in your life. You have a sacred creature there that you met under the ocean, and they coming up. If you ever know about animals or a sacred union or a relationship with God's creature, it is right there with the Pisces people. They are so compassionate and giving and helpful, and they can really be. But babes, I'm here to ask you, under the system satanic, who can be who they really are anymore at all? Who can be of any help to anybody anymore? Unless they really know that the financing that they're under is possessed by the satanic cult, until you singularize yourselves based in getting that third witness party down, which is the sky, and you start acknowledging what the truth is. See, that's what you're supposed to do here. And I found a decoding system hidden in the English alphabet, which is an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in the upper atmospheres, most likely broke off civilization, which is a lot. There's a lot going on here with just the human race alone. See, there's many levels to this, and we are kind of like little experiment here. A petri dish, something set off and even quarantined off and even highly controlled until, see, the danger is that it begins to wake up and figure things out. In the high numbers that it is, see that you've heard this. If the high number, and it will happen though. This is what's happening though. High numbers are going to wake up. The courts are going to flood over there, and they can't just fucking kill everybody over having said something. Just merely said something. Anyway, no, and the people that run around as like brother's little keeper, like, you know, officers and stuff like that. They're doing wrong by responding to these big baby society out there that are so paranoid only because they can't find a way to fit in. And they must, though, right? So they're paranoid. They're like, how do I do it? They do sense. It's karmic, babes. You're a karmic being, and you have a profound responsibility to see through Maya and say, no, thank you. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Because I want to free my ancestry out of spiritual prison. I'm going to do something opposite. That's what Christ would say to do. Do the opposite of the first compulsory suggestion, kids. If anything, do it in private. Just do it and let everybody think that you're odd and abnormal. But watch the results, babes. I mean, I would love to be able to tell you my autobiography and to be able to put a cherry on top of it. Right now, I'm being attacked by people that are full of the demon that is geared to make you doubt everything. So I've been suffering imposter syndrome for at least 4 years now, or 3 for sure. 2 years, it's been just horrible. But then when people start wanting to put you in shackles just because you said something or something like that, and really there's an original offense that happens with that. When they're giving you reactive abuse, find out what laws, universal law that they're breaking that is actually horrible, that Satan wants them to do, that the government couldn't do it without them. Yes, I said the government could not do it without them. The government is a satanically ruled place. Otherwise, you would have microclimates that understood that we have microclimates. And who's your leader there? Did you know that your household, if you have a fucking household, which really, it should be tribal. It should be tribal in areas. And if you insist on having a box to go in at night, sure, but know that you live together here. See, that's the problem that we're having, is that the satanic cult, they have spiritually possessed people. It's mental possession, really. If you want to know what psych means, psychic, it means soul, really. Yeah, and a lot of people think it's mind, but no, that means soul. And when you're psychotic, who knows what's going on there? I don't know. Is the Pope a psychotic? Yes, I don't know. We're all fucking psychotic, probably. But anyway, getting back to the big baby society, who the officers are literally responding to them just because somebody says something, like if somebody calls them fat or something, or that, oh, and your mama wears black boots or something like that, hauls them off to jail. Those officers should be reprimanded and say, no, you wait till they actually do something to you. Yeah. And then watch, but see, we all know that they lie out their teeth. That's who they are. Who are they, Shauna? Oh, there's just a population out there that live in such fear. They're already very guilty of a lot of things. They have a guilty conscience. They can't live psychologically free. And they're actually very, very dangerous to be around if you're actually a progressive human being, if you're not one that's running the black hole society that is actually regressing. If we're not careful, it's like just kind of hold your nose through the dark ages one little bit here. It's going to get a little bit worse. See, it's not going to get like better when Neptune moves into Aries. It's like, I hope you got your fucking warnings and that you realize that there's something going on with you. Okay, so some of us are being just armored up and we're already prepared. This is the last lap for us. This is the last lap. It's like the victory lap, right? And the other people, they think they're all done, and they're like jacking off to their imagined success, which everybody knows the education system. They gear people up to the tune of "I'm up, you're down." I win, you lose, and that's dangerous. See, you have a hidden hand. That is, my cat is fucking around here. that is controlling the entire population, and what they're doing is kidnapping people at the rate of like 180,000 people end up missing from each modern day country, mainly children, but people in general, yeah, and that's one number of kidnappings that just never solved. You don't know where those people went. Well, there's kidnapping. You have an alien. It's a parasitical race. It's not human. It looks human. It's over there in the Vatican. Anyway, Christ Jesus was here to warn. That's what she did when she went through the courthouse and said, see, look, see what they're going to do? I didn't do anything. They're going to let go of a murderer. And she said, and until the monetary system is abolished, you do not judge, not even that murderer over there. Why? Why? Because you're all gone mad. You're all not in your right. You're not even human yet. So it's bad enough that you're stuck in this fucking ruins area, which is, if you rub your eyes and look, just about every granite-sized, massive fucking 2-mile mountain is a ruins place of what used to be highly technological city-sized castles where spaceships flew in and out of them. Just kidding. I love drinking my vodka here at midnight.